everyone, Cheryl here today with KaDoodle Bug Designs, and today we're going to work with Perfect Pear. And isn't she cute? So this is a set. It comes with a boy standing with the pear, and then the two of them together with the pear. And so I did cut out the two, and so I'm going to work with her today. So the color for her and the backer is Kraft color, and it is by Paper Tray Ink. That's where I purchased it a long time ago. They still have the color. The muzzle is going to be bazzill blank check, and so it's kind of a shimmery, but I know they have it in just I think the regular, where it's not shimmery. I'll have to find another color that I like to replace that, so I'm not using all that up. Okay, so I went ahead and distressed all my pieces, but I left a couple, and I used on those the tea dye, and so we're going to use that for the body and the muzzle and the inner ears. So on this one, I didn't want to do a lot of distressing and shading, so I just came around the edge on her a little bit and just like so there's not a whole lot of shading on this one. And then the same thing for her little muzzle. I just kept it a little more simple on this one. And so we have all those pieces done now. And so that is with the tea dye. So next I want to do the pear and the leaf, and I'm going to use the same color ink on both of these, and I'm using certainly celery. And I love when you can use a color of ink on a light and then on the dark as well. So now on the pear, I did do more shading on this one. And so I'm just kind of coming where I'm holding this down and swiping down. And then if you want that edge really dark, you could always come in with more ink and then just come around, or you can come in with a marker. But I love the look of this, so I'm not really too worried about coming in with a marker or anything. And see how that looks. Okay, so that one's done. And then you can use the same color on this, and you'll probably want to ink that up again. Let's see. Well, I could already see that it's working, but I want a little more ink on here. And so I love that you don't have to have like a ton of greens out to do up the darker and the light. You can just use the same. And there we have it. And so that one, so those are done and ready to go. The stem I left alone, but you could always, and I've shown this in some of my videos, where if you want the edge to have some distressing and be, I don't know if you could see that. Let me kind of zoom in and maybe you will see that. I don't know. So, and you could just take your marker to the edge if you want. And that's it. And I just probably do one edge, but I usually leave it. So let me zoom back out. Okay. All right. And, oh, we have one other piece, and this is it. And so for her bows, like here, I used Regal Rose, and then I used some dewdrops in the centers. And Regal Rose is from Stampin' Up. And so I just did the edges of this and then kind of brought in some of the shadowing. And so there you have the bow. And so the bow's done. And then for that little guy, I just kind of pounce down on him. It's not, you don't even have to do that. If you're going to put a dewdrop or something on there, you won't even need to do that. And so those are the colors that I used for this one, just the three. So now we can go ahead and start putting her together. I'm going to use the art glitter glue. And this I just bought off of, I had to buy a replacement for my other one. So I just bought this. It came with the bottle, the little pin that goes in the top, and then it came with a big bottle that's a refill. I'll show you that. I'm almost out of this, but this big old bottle, it's 8 ounces. And so I've refilled this I don't know how many times. So I probably have enough to fill it one more time. So the first thing we want to do is get her little ears on. So we're going to do that really quick here. Oops. This needs to be reshaped. Oh, and it's kind of dirty. So I'm just going to take my nail. There we go. So if you kind of clean that wax off, and you can even reshape it a little bit if you need. Because once it gets a little dirty, it stops. But I usually like this flat part to pick up the big pieces. And I pulled out the other one to use for these smaller pieces, but that's okay. Whichever one I grab is fine. Okay, so we have her ears on. I'm going to go ahead and add the greenery and the stem. So I want those on. And the little stem, I want a little more glue. Just a little. Okay. And then just press that down. So we have that on. So now we want to place on her arm here and then her body. And so to do that, now so she has 2 arms. What did I do with them? There's one. Oh my. Okay, it's probably right in front of me. It is. There it is. Okay, so she has a smaller one that goes to the back, and then the bigger one I used to the front. So this smaller one on her, I don't even think I added it, but it's there, and I thought, well, maybe I would add it in the video. So we want to just make sure that it's like so. Because you're just going to see this little area right here. And so that's about where her head. So I think that looks good to me where this arm is right here. So I'm just going to place some glue there. And I can kind of move that around. Bring it down if I need to. Okay. And then her body, I'm going to get her body on. Okay. Because you really won't see too much of all this once everything's on. So now we can go ahead and let's do the pear next. So we'll just get a nice amount of glue on the back of this. And this set's really cute. I want to cut out the 2 of them holding the pear. The pear's in between them, and it's just super cute. Okay, so now I can go ahead and get her face on. And let me see if I've got that right in the right spot. You can kind of tell sometimes if you turn it over or just sliding that piece. There we go. Okay. So we'll just kind of push that down. And then let's go ahead and get her leg on. And then we'll go ahead and do her eyes and her muzzle. So I'm just putting the glue on the back of her leg. And if you're watching from a cell phone, I don't know if I told you, if you click on the screen down here click your screen and there'll be a little white box and it'll be full screen for you. Okay, so we could add her arm, and we could add the little heart. We want to get that out of the way. And so we've got that. And then we're going to add her muzzle next. Let's leave the arm because the muzzle, we'll get the muzzle. So I just add some glue to the back and leave the top open for her eyes to be set. And then I'm going to do the placement for her eyes. Right, like so. And so let me get that one in. Oops. This one I think needs to come in and go up. And then when I put the blacks on, I could see the glue. Just want to make sure that glue's cleaned up, because when you go to do the lashes, your marker or your pen will pick up that glue, and it could ruin it. Okay, let's add the little bit of the blacks to here. So I'm just gonna bring that in a little bit and then up a little bit. Whoops. And if I have to, because I pushed this down there, I can just slide this part in. There we go. I think that looks fine. I'm hoping. Yep, it's gonna look fine. So if you need to, you could always see, and it's already stuck down, so you could add a little glue under that before you press it, the muzzle. Okay, so now we can add the little nose. And I didn't really do anything to the nose since I cut those out in black. Okay. And then let's go ahead and we're going to add some little dots. This is the Micron 02. And the little tool I'm using is the biker tool, just in case. Okay, so I want to add some dots, and I'm using the Posca paint pen for her dots. We're going to do the little dots on her eyes, and then she gets on her nose. Oh, and we could just go there, and the little dot up there. Okay. So now I want to do her eyes. I'm going to use the 003 micron and the 02 micron. Okay. Just want to make sure that's cleaned up. I'm going to zoom in, you guys. So I'm just going to do the eyeliner. Whoa. Okay. I'm going to do the eyeliner with the 02. And see how I hit some glue right here. I could feel the glue. Okay. So that side's a little bigger than this. So we kind of want them a little close. Okay. When I come in with the chalk, I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to come in with the 003. I found that this one's a little finer than the 005. I just love how the lashes come. And so I'm just coming back in to add some more. And then once I get the shadow on, I could always come back and add in a darker if I need. There we go. And so now I want to come back in on this side and add the littles. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. There we go. And so I think her lashes are okay for now. So I'm going to use an angled brush and then some chalk, and I'm going to come in with Stampin' Up's chalks close to cocoa. And so this is kind of a brown. Could use any chalks. These are old ones, so I think they've come out with new colors since this, because I think this one I bought back in like 2005 or 6. So it's been a minute. Okay, so I did the brown. Now I want to come in with a little bit of the black. Just I'm going to put it dark at the bottom, and then I could always bring it and blend it up. And then if it's too much, you could always come in with a Kraft eraser and erase it. So you have the option to do that, just so you know. But I think she's going to have a little bit darker. Okay. So now for the lashes, 003 again. If you want some that are going to show, you could always come back in. You know, if you want them to show up a little darker. And then just come back in and add some more. And that's it. Okay. So now we can get her arm on, her hand, and her bows. So let's do that. Oh, and we need to do her cheeks. Almost forgot about her cheeks. Yeah, sometimes I forget. So we'll get her little hand up here. And then we're going to get her bows on. Let's see if that hand could come down a little more. There we go. Okay. And then let's get her bows on, and then we'll finish up adding the little highlights and her eyes. Okay, so there's one. She's super cute. I love the bears. Okay. Okay. And then let's go ahead and get the little centers. So if you want, you could always add like dewdrops. The dewdrops I use are from the Robin's Nest Creative. And so I just pick out like one of the pinks. I think I used this pink because it's got more of a, it's not, oops. So we just need the 2. I can deal with the rest of those later. I'm not going to put them all back right now. Okay. So let's go ahead and get those on too, because those will dry. And then we'll do her cheeks super quick here. Okay, let me do her cheeks. So on her cheeks, you could use one of the brushes. I bought a set of 12 of these off of Amazon. And so I'm going to use the number 1, and I'm going to use Pixie Pink on her cheeks, and I'm going to do a little bit up on the muzzle and then just down on her face too. So you can kind of just, and I'm just using the chalk, so I'm not using ink. You can use any chalks that you have that are scrapbook. For scrapbooking. Okay. And then let's go ahead and add her dots. So I'm going to add a dot to each side here. And I could tell, see this, it needs to be, there we go. Okay. So we'll get a little dot there, one there, and then we're going to add to her hand, and then one here, one there, up there, and then I did the little one there, in there. And I think that's it. Oh, you could do her bows too if you wanted. I don't know, I just add a bunch. Okay, so on her eyes, we're going to do her eyes, and then she is done. So for her eyes, I went ahead and used glossy accents. And the good thing about this is once it dries, you can come in with that Posca paint marker pen, and you can do the whites right over these eyes. And so I do love that about that. I think I got a little bit right there. Okay. And so just kind of get that cleaned up a little bit. And there you have it. And so she is done. And so I do hope you enjoyed my video today. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos, please subscribe and follow. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day.